Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for the Altenew release of the new stamps, dies and stencils, and this month's products are amazing, versatile, and as always beautiful. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how I created this card, and it's probably going to be one of the cards that is going to be going around through the season from my home. I'm going to use for this the Winter Wishes stamp set, and it's one of the new stamp sets, and I'm going to combine it with the wreath stencil from a couple months ago release. It's called oh my god, I can remember, wonderful wreath stencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a panel for my card, and for this I am actually going to use evergreen ink and also frayed leaf, and I'm going to use one of my brushes. So you're going to see that I'm going to bring the I've already add a little bit of washi tape so I can hold the stencil in place. And what I'm going to do is with my brush I'm just going to go around the entire surface of the stencil just to create the impression of the wreath. And I'm going with frayed leaf. I want soft green because I'm going to accent some of the areas in a bit. So right now all I'm doing is picking up the ink with the brush, and I love these brushes. They're makeup brushes, by the way, in case you're wondering which ones I'm using. This is a set of makeup brushes that I had in my stash. So again, I'm just picking up the ink, making sure that I blot a little bit of the ink because it's going to clump at the end of the bristles, and then I'm going on a circular motion on top of my stencil, and that's creating the impression of a piece of cardstock. This is just regular white cardstock. Once I have that in place, I'm literally going to come in with evergreen and a smaller brush, and all I'm going to do is just go to the corners of each one of the leaves and the stems just to give it a little bit of dimension. You're going to see how even I made a little mistake by not blotting a little bit of the ink, so it gives me that darker impression there. But don't worry, I'm gonna cover it with some gems so you won't see that much. But you're gonna see that I'm just going to the tips of the flowers, or the leaves, and also the bottom of the stems, and I'm just gonna create a little bit of shadow, which is gonna make this pop a little bit more. Once I have that in place, I'm actually gonna twist the stencil. I'm gonna say around 45 degrees, and again I'm using the washi tape to keep it in place, and I'm gonna create something kind of shiny for this. So what I'm going to mix is a little bit of iridescent glaze with gold glaze, and these are from Vicky Boutin, and with a little bit of evergreen ink. And even though I have the re-inkers, I totally forgot about it, and I had the ink in place. You're going to see that I'm going to stamp the ink a little bit on my little mat, and then I'm going to mix it together, and that's going to create, it's going to be a shiny kind of greenish tone. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a stencil brush, and it's also from Vicky Boutin, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of the glaze and go on a circular motion on top of the stencil, and I'm going to create the impression of the wreath, but it's going to be shiny and glittery, and it's going to contrast nicely with the green on the background. And the beauty of this impression that I'm creating is that it's so fine that it's going to dry really fast. It's not going to add that much texture, and I love the color. Like I said, I mixed the gold with a little bit of the green and the white iridescent glaze. Give me this beautiful soft green, gold green, which is gonna see when I lift up the stencil, it looks beautiful on the paper. And I'm gonna set this aside to dry. Takes no time to dry because it's such a thin application. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the Winter Wishes stamp set, and I'm gonna actually stamp the one of the sentiments that says Happy Holidays. I think it is from our house to yours. I can't remember what the second part is, but it says Happy Holidays, and I really love how it looks, how it fits. Sorry, not how it looks, how it fits inside the card. It's actually the perfect size to fit inside the wreath. You're gonna see that I'm gonna put it towards the left of the card a little bit, towards the left of the panel, because I'm gonna leave a empty space. I debated between probably adding a bow, but I'm gonna add some gems. I might switch it to a bow when it actually starts sending it out to the rest of my family. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring some of the Altenew embossing ink and some of the gold powder just to emboss this, and you're gonna see that takes no time to build, and it looks beautiful. The shine between the wreath and the embossed sentiment, it's perfect for the card. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a little bit of foam adhesive behind the panel, and then attach it to this. I just built the card while everything was set in, and I chose red because I think the contrast in green and red becomes very festive, but it also makes everything stand out. So you're going to see right now I'm just adding some of the gems, and I went with something really shiny. These are, I can't remember where they're from, but they are crystals. They're called crystals, and I'm just gonna cluster 3 of them. Remember how I put my sentiment towards the left of the card? I'm gonna cluster some of the gems right at the bottom there, and I'm gonna add a few other ones around the wreath. Now I think that when I start shipping this out, I might replace some of the crystals, not all of them, with a bow, just to make it a little bit more festive. But I love how this turned out, and it was so easy to put together. And like I said, that's one of the reasons probably why it will be my official card, because it was easy to put together and it took no time. And I hope you like it. I hope you try it. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Jump onto the blog so you can see more projects and also have a chance to win some gift certificates. As always, make sure you check out Altenew for the new release, and thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.